There's a lot of fear and negativity about in the SEO community at the moment with the previous Google Helpful Content update, now the March update, and it seems like repeatedly bloggers, niche site owners were constantly being hit, and it really sounds like the golden era of affiliate marketing, banner ads, and those kind of websites is now long in the past. But that's not always true. SEO is extremely nuanced. It's a big world out there, so any absolutes are very few and far between. Lots of old methods work, lots of new methods work, so you can always find positive and negative examples that support these kinds of hypotheses around is dead, affiliate marketing is dead. The only constant really is change. Having said that, in my usual travels around Ahrefs and keyword research, monitoring searches, I've come across a really interesting case study, and it is some really good proofs that blogging really does still work. In this case, it's the site dogster.com, which is a classic affiliate blog. You visit the site, it's full of informative content answering all kinds of different questions around dogs and dog breeds. There's a big pop-up promoting Chewy, a really good pet affiliate program, and they have banner ads as well. So this all sounds very traditional, and yet right in the midst of the March Google update, they've gone from around 200,000 visitors per month to now just about to hit 1 million visitors per month. So a 5x difference in less than a month. So we can see the uptick started on the 8th of March, literally just after the update, and now it's not even been a month yet, and they've multiplied by 5. Now this is really interesting. At first my gut feeling was, is this because of the update? Is it because this is a niche where there are lots of mass AI sites and they've been completely wiped off, and so better quality sites have now risen up? What's really intriguing about this particular example is we're not only seeing an increase in traffic, but a huge increase in the number of organic pages as well. So that's pages that Ahrefs is detecting, and therefore it's pages that are ranking on Google. It's quite difficult to get your head around. Remember, we talked about indexing with pages. Ahrefs can't see the Google index, but it can see when pages are ranking in the top 100. So we've seen a massive spike in that as well. So first things first, I put in some dates to try and work out what exactly has changed. What are the pages that have really led this huge increase of traffic? And we're seeing in some of these 25,000% increase, 21,000% increase, and a lot of it is just breeds. So we're talking about the exact match for the generic breed, Bulldog, Alaskan Marmot, Shih Tzu, and these have just jumped up in the last few weeks. So Bulldog gets 209,000 searches per month, and Dogster is at position 8. So the question I always ask in these instances, if we go through keyword by keyword, in this case looking at Bulldog, let's look at before and after and what has changed in that actual search result. Is this a broader change across the whole of Google, or is it just this website doing something? Now, we are seeing some results dropping off. It looks like Bulldog Burgers was not relevant enough for the Bulldog search. The search intent wasn't correct, so that has gone. Good Housekeeping has gone. Britannica has dropped down by 2, not really statistically significant. Dog Breed Info seems to have gone. And then we have AKC, I think that's the American, and actually quite a range of sites all dropping down. Mostly brands called Bulldog, so Bulldog Products, Bulldog Tours. So that's interesting. You can't really draw any conclusions from just one search result. So if we try another one, Leon Burger, again comparing today with the 6th of March, and again not a huge amount of change in the search results. Lots of sites dropping down by 1 or 2. Hillspet.com's disappeared entirely, as has petinsurance.com, but Dogster is flagging as new, and it's actually got 2 results now on page 1 that have just sprung out of nowhere. So I'm not really seeing any major trends here in terms of types of sites across the board disappearing. So then I went to open up the individual pages to see what was going on, what's actually ranking that Google seems to really like at the moment. And what we see is this really long form comprehensive article. So we've got some nice graphics, nice formatting. It's basically a classic affiliate blog, but they have put a lot of effort into that page experience. They've got these toggles here with a scoring matrix. This really reminds me of the Google review guidelines, where they basically say if you are running an affiliate blog, really you should have your own internal scoring system where you evaluate products based on consistent metrics. This isn't an affiliate review, but they're still using this kind of scoring system, and then toggles more information. And we've got lots of images. We do know that this is a largely visual search. Lots of people searching Leon Burger will just be looking for an image of Leon Burger. Of course, the commercial value of that traffic is very dubious, but we can see they're using Shutterstock, so they've clearly paid some money to get these high quality images. Alt text here of cute little Leon Burger puppy, so nothing that revolutionary there. You want to use alt text. Some people say just shove in the keyword, but you can also target those other LSI keywords. So the other kinds of keywords people might be searching in order to find that image. But as we scroll down, we've got origin and history, temperament and intelligence. Are they good for families? Does this breed get along with other pets? So we've got all these little questions within the breed. We've got some good internal links to positive reinforcement, brushing and shedding. This just goes on and on. Nice minor conditions, serious conditions table. So overall, this is looking really good. And then at the bottom, we have sources. So that's good for expertise, experience, authority, and trust. Just linking out to some medical publications. Although to be honest, it looks like they've just scraped some of the top Google results. We can see the formatting here with a hash key in the URL, which basically means this was a featured snippet where someone's just copied the exact URL of that featured snippet. And of course, Purina is a pet food brand, so not massively authoritative sources, just big websites. And then we have a good author bio. Doesn't link out to any social medias or anything like that, but then maybe the actual author page does. So no, it doesn't look like a massively developed author page, but then you wouldn't expect to need that anyway because it's not like a medical niche site or finance. So overall, really good page, really good content, but nothing that revolutionary, nothing that we would thought would lead to this kind of spike, a 5x increase in traffic in just 1 month. Over the last couple of months, both in the recent March update and the helpful content update, we've had similar blogs with equally really good comprehensive content absolutely shattered by these updates. So the next step I took was basically looking to the Wayback Machine, thinking, first of all, have they just published a load of new content? And it doesn't really look like it, because if we go back, we can see this URL, the Leon Burger page, goes right back to 2010. So it's a good aged page, which means obviously there's some benefit there. Let's not forget, Dogster is a really high DR site. It's been around a long time, so there is that benefit there. Unfortunately, it's very difficult for most of us with a fairly new site to see these kinds of very short-term results. But if we go back even just to the end of 2023, this is where I made the major discovery of the biggest change that I can see. And that's basically a massive overhaul of their content. So as this loads, you'll notice the page has been there for a while, but the content that was on there was very minimal and very basic. So this is what the page looked like just in September 2023, so only about 6 months ago. And we can really see the title. It was just Leon Burger. Today, it's much more keyword rich. So Leon Burger dog, breed info, pictures, facts, and traits. So that's always how I recommend you craft a title, becoming more of this sort of pillar page strategy, where you've got this overview topic where you want to be really comprehensive and cover everything, but you're basically seeding all the little micro niches within that topic. So Leon Burger, yes, it will rank for all those questions, but someone searching Leon Burger photos or questions about Leon Burger breed, this feels very generic. Whereas the new version is much more specific, much more tailored. And then if we scroll down, we do have an image from Shutterstock with got a nice quick facts at the top, but it's not formatted in the same way. Although, let's not forget, Wayback Machine does tend to lose a lot of formatting. And then we have the look of a Leon Burger, what they are like to live with. So this is not SEO optimized. What they are like to live with is not specific enough. Whereas if we look today, I think pretty much every H2 heading includes Leon Burger. So Leon Burger puppies, Leon Burger origin and history, temperament and intelligence of the Leon. Are these dogs good for okay, that one's a bit more generic. But you can see we've gone much more keyword rich in terms of the questions. And then we have things you should know, Leon Burger history, and then that's it. That is the end of the article. And then we've got little box at the moment. Dogster's Dog Magazine and Dog Website, currently edited by Melissa Kaufman. So we've seen a switch from more of a branded author box to an individual author box. So this is definitely the kind of page that seems way out of date today. Probably did rank reasonably well years ago, but these days needs to be much more tailored. If we put the new version into Surfer and do an audit and analyze it in line with everything else that's ranking in the top 10, it still doesn't actually score that high. It's only 63, but that's much more in line with current competitors. And you can see all the different entities we should be included. So dog breeds, Leon Burger dog breed, giant breed dogs, large dog breeds, great family dogs. So we've got a number of times to use each one and how many times they're currently doing it. And even as long as this article is now, it's still only got 1,880 words in the body, suggested they're actually between 4,000 and 12,000. So this is why I'm always telling potential clients when they come to me, they talk about being succinct and direct in their blog posts. They should only have 500-word blog posts. Or maybe they're using a tool like Yoast, which says only write 500 words or write a minimum of 300 or 400 words. And that's just completely out of sync with what we're actually seeing in Google. Much longer articles are what is required. And it depends on the niche. The average I see is normally around 1,500 to 3,000 words, but sometimes it gets much longer. We do quite often have an outlier in that case. So here we've got dog time that's massively inflating the average, but even then, no one has actually got below 1,500 words on page one. So around 2,000 to 3,000 seems to be much more the average in the top 5. So this is why I say to all my prospective clients that it's very easy to get bogged down in SEO thinking about the technicals, the magic secrets. But frankly, the best ROI is often just making sure your existing content is up to scratch. And that's how we start with just about every client. We started off as a link building agency. So we reach out to thousands of websites every week, very heavily screen them for quality, and then negotiate hard with just a few really good quality sites in order to place links for that client. But the fact is, you could build the best links in the world, and yet if your content isn't up to scratch, then it's not going to rank that well compared to if you just take that next step of improving your existing content. So that's how I really made my agency a no-brainer, because not only do we sell these links as part of a regular subscription, no fixed contracts or anything like that, you simply sign up for a simple monthly subscription and then cancel whenever you're ready. But in that time, we include free content and free consulting, because these are the kinds of real wins you can uncover. If there's keywords that are highly relevant to you that you just haven't covered yet, you'll probably find if you write that page, it'll rank pretty much instantly if you've already got topical authority within that niche. And then you could be sitting on a bank of articles that were all optimized 5 years ago, but they've completely fallen behind in terms of latest best practices. But that URL is there and aged and ready to go. So if you just come in with a next generation tool like Surfer and then revamp all that content, bring it in line with modern requirements, then it's very likely you'll get a fast turnaround. And that seems to be exactly what we're seeing here. I strongly suspect one of the biggest methods Dogster have used is simply going through their massive archive of content, targeting every breed, the majority of which was completely unoptimized, and simply optimizing it. It's as simple as that. We can see they currently have 14,000 pages indexed in Ahrefs. So I suspect what's been going on here is Google has been aware of all these pages, but not really been too fussed about any of them. But then in a short period of time, Dogster's gone in, improved massive articles at once, and Google has recrawled and suddenly realized these old articles that weren't very good, they're now really good. They should go at the top onto page one. And it's that combination that is how we get great results for our clients, where yes, we're going out building high quality backlinks to them, but we're also fixing the existing content, any technicals that are wrong with the site, the speed, things like that. And that whole combination in a short space of time can yield really good results. It doesn't look like Dogster have actually done any link building in this period, not significantly anyway. So looking at the domain overview, we're not seeing a big increase in referring domains. Let's go down to an individual page, see if that particular page has significantly increased backlinks. Okay, looking at the individual Bulldog page, it does look like there has been a big increase in backlinks in the last couple of months. So from December, we had 9 referring domains. That's now gone up to 77 referring domains. But backlinks are a broad spectrum. Unfortunately, most of these tools tend to use a quantitative view rather than the qualitative view. So just because it's gone from 9 to 70 doesn't mean they're all good. A lot of those can be just the standard spammy backlinks we all pick up from all over the place. So we can see most of these are DR0. So none of these are actually jumping out as great quality links. That's not to say that Dogster have been building low quality links. It's just very natural that as you get more exposure, you pick up more of these links around the internet. Especially now everyone is churning out lots of AI content. You can very easily find yourself referenced as a source on a brand new website. So if we filter this down to just best links, so with the Ahrefs filter, with its default setup, it looks for minimum domain traffic of 500. In my agency, we actually use a minimum traffic of 1,000 to ensure we're only getting the best quality links. DR of 30, and it should be an in-content do-follow link. So we've currently got 79 groups of links. What happens if we filter this to best links only? And we have no links. So you could argue there's a correlation there. Have all these low-quality links significantly added to this 5x increase in traffic in the last month? I really don't think so. I think this just reiterates the fact that that content change en masse across a large number of pages has yielded this result, and it's not been on the basis of off-page link building. So make no mistake, a DR of 76 is really high, and this is what we've seen in recent Google updates, that Google is prizing DR more and more. So everyone needs to be going out, getting as many high-quality backlinks as they can to increase this domain rating metric, because it really remains as Google's main quality indicator of how good a website is, and therefore how high it should rank. So the more times you can get your website referenced in high-quality publications, the better. However, I think it's pretty clear from this analysis, at least as far as I can see using the tools I have, that this spike has been caused by a massive, basically a content audit, where they've revamped a large number of pages from really basic thin content pages to actually really good detailed optimized pages with images, tables, but crucially just answering lots more questions. So more word count, more content, more entities in line with competitors. It's just a massive content overhaul. And there are a huge number of businesses I meet where they're sitting on this big established domain rating where over years and years they've built up all this power into their website, but the content is still not up to scratch. So actually, you really don't need to do that much to completely transform a domain like this. If you've got all that power already built in, but you've still got a load of blog posts from years ago, you were just following the Yoast requirements rather than doing what's working right now today, then the chances are you're sitting on a gold mine. You also have this additional benefit that once you publish that URL, that basically sets a timer with Google. The average position 1 results in Google is about 2 to 3 years old, because Google really appreciates older pages, but that's just the URL. So that means if you've already got this whole bank of articles where the URL is 5 to 10 years old, as we saw with Dogster, we saw that this page actually goes back to 2010, then you already have that age benefit. So if you go in and edit, refresh, expand that article, then you've got all that age benefit already built in because you're not changing the URL. So you fix the content and suddenly your traffic will explode. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Now, one final point, you might be wondering if they've actually used AI to achieve this. It looks like they're able to revamp a lot of content very quickly. But going through here, I'm really not seeing any common AI footprints. So I think it's very likely some AI was involved, but I think there's also been a lot of improving and editing there to make sure that the final result is still good, because I'm not seeing the repeated patterns we're always seeing ChatGPT content that's in the universe today, in the vast digital landscape, all of those. I've got an extensive list of those AI footprint that you can get hold of if you go to seojesus.com and then click on the Ranking Revelations newsletter, put in your details there, and I'll send you a link to this Google Doc, which includes all the AI footprints. In my agency, we're actually taking all these footprints and giving them to ChatGPT after it writes the article and instructing it to now rewrite the article, removing these footprints. So loads of videos on my channel about how we use ChatGPT in-house, but crucially, we will take all the entities from Surfer. So we'll take all the requirements that Surfer has given us and scrape from top performing competitors, load those into ChatGPT, saying, write us this long form blog post using these entities, answering these FAQs. But then once that article is written, we then go back saying, here's our list of footprints. We want you to rewrite this article, removing these words. Now, it can be a bit clunky. ChatGPT will often come back and basically fail to actually do that. But then we simply ask it again, have you followed my instructions? And it will then have a second go at removing those footprints.